Our Lady of Mount Carmel, also known as Our Lady of Carmel, is one of the most venerated titles of the Virgin Mary in the Catholic world. Her name is closely linked to the Carmelite order, a religious community that originated on Mount Carmel in the Holy Land. Devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel has spread across many countries, becoming a symbol of divine protection and intercession. Her story is filled with spiritual significance and miracles attributed to her intercession, solidifying her role as one of the central figures of the Catholic faith. The origin of the devotion dates back to the early hermits who settled on Mount Carmel in the 12th century. These religious men dedicated their lives to prayer and service to God, inspired by the prophet Elijah, who, according to tradition, lived and performed miracles in that region. It was in this context that the figure of Mary, as the flower of Carmel, began to gain prominence. Her presence on Mount Carmel symbolized purity, dedication, and a life of deep spirituality, values that the Carmelites sought to emulate. Our Lady of Mount Carmel is frequently depicted holding the child Jesus in one arm and the scapular in the other. This image is laden with symbolism, reflecting her role as the Mother of God and the protector of the faithful. The scapular, in particular, has become a symbol of her protection and a promise of eternal salvation for those who wear it with devotion and faith. Over the centuries, this image has become a powerful icon of faith and hope for millions of devotees around the world. Devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel is marked by a series of religious feasts and celebrations, most notably on July 16, known as the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. On this date, thousands of faithful participate in masses, processions, and other religious activities in her honor. The celebration is a demonstration of the faith and gratitude of the devotees for her continuous protection and for the graces received through her intercession. Our Lady of Mount Carmel continues to be a source of inspiration and spiritual comfort for many. Her story and the miracles attributed to her are testimonies to the power of faith and devotion. Throughout this account, we will explore more deeply the origin, meanings, and impacts of this veneration, revealing how Our Lady of Mount Carmel has touched and transformed the lives of so many faithful around the world. The title Our Lady of Mount Carmel has its roots in Mount Carmel, a chain of mountains in Palestine, where Christian hermits settled in the 12th and 13th centuries. These hermits were inspired by the prophet Elijah, who, according to the Bible, lived in the region and performed miracles. Marian devotion on Mount Carmel was a natural extension of this tradition, seeing in Mary the figure of the Mother of God and protector of the Carmelites. Mount Carmel is historically significant and spiritually symbolic. In the Bible, it is described as a place of beauty and fertility, associated with moments of great religious importance, such as the prophet Elijah's victory over the prophets of Baal. This biblical association further strengthened the devotion to Mary as the flower of Carmel, representing purity and spiritual abundance. The Carmelite order, officially founded in 1206, formalized the devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel. The order received papal approval and quickly grew, spreading its Marian devotion throughout Europe and beyond. The image of Mary was adopted as the patroness and protector of the Carmelites, symbolizing her continuous and maternal intercession for the members of the order and all the faithful who sought her help. Devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel quickly spread thanks to the Carmelite missionaries who brought their faith to new territories. Over time, the title Our Lady of Mount Carmel became widely recognized and revered, being adopted by various cultures and incorporated into diverse local religious traditions. Her image and the scapular became universal symbols of protection and Marian devotion. Today, Our Lady of Mount Carmel is venerated worldwide, with churches, chapels, and shrines dedicated to her in various countries. Her devotion transcends cultural and linguistic boundaries, uniting the faithful in a spiritual communion centered on the figure of the Mother of God. The title Our Lady of Mount Carmel remains a beacon of hope and faith for millions of people, symbolizing the promise of divine intercession and maternal protection. One of the most significant stories associated with Our Lady of Mount Carmel is the appearance on Mount Carmel, although tradition does not mention a specific apparition but rather the continuous spiritual presence of Mary among the Carmelite hermits. However, a famous apparition related to the Carmelite devotion occurred on July 16, 1251, when the Virgin Mary appeared to Saint Simon Stock, then Superior General of the Carmelite Order, in England. According to tradition, Our Lady appeared to Saint Simon Stock holding a brown scapular, a piece of cloth used as part of the Carmelite habit. She gave the scapular to Saint Simon with the promise, "Receive, my beloved son, this scapular of your order, a sign of my confraternity, a privilege for you and for all Carmelites. Whoever dies wearing the scapular will not suffer eternal fire." This promise was interpreted as a sign of special protection and an invitation to a life of devotion and holiness. The scapular of Our Lady of Mount Carmel is one of the most well-known and revered symbols of Marian devotion. It consists of two pieces of brown cloth, joined by cords, worn over the shoulders, with one piece in front and the other at the back. This simple object of devotion carries profound spiritual and historical significance, representing Mary's protection and the commitment to live a life of faith and service to God. The scapular is more than a simple amulet, it is a constant reminder of Mary's presence in the life of the devotee and a call to holiness. Wearing the scapular implies a commitment to a life of prayer, charity, and obedience to God's commandments. It is an invitation to follow Mary's example, living with humility, faith, and dedication to the service of others. The apparition and the giving of the scapular had a profound impact on the Carmelite order and the Catholic Church as a whole. The scapular became a sacramental, a sacred object representing Our Lady's protection and a commitment to living according to Christian values. Millions of Catholics around the world wear the scapular of Our Lady of Mount Carmel as a symbol of their faith and devotion. In addition to the apparition to Saint Simon Stock, there are other narratives of Marian visions and apparitions associated with Mount Carmel and Carmelite devotion. These stories help to strengthen the faith of the devotees and to consolidate the image of Our Lady of Mount Carmel as a powerful and compassionate intercessor. Each story, each miracle attributed to her, reinforces the spiritual connection between Mary and the faithful who seek her protection and guidance. The importance of these apparitions and visions lies not only in the miracles or promises associated with them, but also in the inspiration they offer to the faithful. They serve as tangible reminders of the love and compassion of Our Lady, encouraging the devotees to persevere in faith, to trust in divine intercession, and to live according to the teachings of Christ. The spiritual presence of Our Lady of Mount Carmel continues to be a source of comfort and hope for millions of people around the world. The Carmelites' devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel is deep and ancient, rooted in the history and spirituality of the Carmelite order. Since the founding of the order on Mount Carmel in the 12th century, the Carmelites have always regarded Mary as their patroness and protector. This devotion is reflected in their spiritual practices, liturgies, and daily lives of the members of the order. The Carmelites see in Our Lady of Mount Carmel a model of contemplative life and service to God. Mary is venerated as the flower of Carmel, symbolizing purity, humility, and a deep connection with God. Through prayer and meditation, the Carmelites seek to follow her example, dedicating their lives to the pursuit of a closer union with the divine. Carmelite spirituality is characterized by a strong emphasis on contemplative prayer and Marian devotion. Carmelite liturgy includes many prayers and hymns dedicated to Our Lady of Mount Carmel. The Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, celebrated on July 16, is one of the most important events on the Carmelite calendar. During this celebration, the Carmelites renew their commitment to Mary, participate in masses and processions, and reflect on the values of their devotion. The feast is an opportunity for Carmelites and their devotees to reaffirm their faith and gratitude for Our Lady's protection. The deep devotion of the Carmelites to Our Lady of Mount Carmel has influenced many other aspects of religious and cultural life. Carmelite churches, schools, and institutions around the world are dedicated to Our Lady of Mount Carmel, spreading her devotion and inspiring generations of faithful to live a life of faith and service. Through their devotion to Mary, the Carmelites continue to promote a rich and meaningful spirituality that touches the lives of many. Devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel is surrounded by numerous accounts of miracles and graces attributed to her intercession. These miracles reinforce the faith of the devotees and inspire greater devotion. One of the most well-known miracles occurred during a storm at sea. Sailors, facing a violent storm and fearing shipwreck, invoked the protection of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Miraculously, the storm ceased and the sea calmed, saving the lives of all on board. Another famous story is that of a fire that threatened to destroy a Carmelite convent. The flames were out of control, and the firefighters could not contain the fire. The nuns, in desperation, prayed to Our Lady of Mount Carmel and threw scapulars into the fire. Miraculously, the fire extinguished, and the convent was saved. This event was widely publicized and contributed to increasing faith in the protection of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. There are also accounts of miraculous healings attributed to Our Lady of Mount Carmel. People suffering from severe and incurable illnesses testified to complete recovery after invoking Mary's intercession. These testimonies include cases of cancer, heart diseases, and other serious conditions that were inexplicably cured. The miraculous healings are often accompanied by the use of the scapular, which the devotees believe is a channel of grace and divine protection. Miracles also occur in moments of immediate danger, such as car accidents, severe falls, and other potentially fatal incidents. Many people recount that by invoking Our Lady of Mount Carmel or holding their scapular, they were protected from serious harm. These accounts are numerous and varied, reflecting the belief in the constant protection of Our Lady of Mount Carmel over those who invoke her with faith. These miracles and graces are powerful testimonies of Our Lady of Mount Carmel's intercession. They strengthen the devotion of the faithful and inspire others to seek her help in times of need. Belief in Mary's intercession is a central component of Catholic faith, and the miracles attributed to Our Lady of Mount Carmel are seen as a confirmation of her loving and protective presence in the lives of the devotees. Devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel quickly spread from its origins on Mount Carmel, reaching various parts of the world through the missionary efforts of the Carmelites. Since the Middle Ages, the Carmelites carried with them the image of Our Lady of Mount Carmel and the scapular, establishing convents and promoting Marian devotion in new regions. This missionary effort was crucial for the global expansion of the devotion. In Europe, devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel flourished especially in Spain, Italy, and France. Carmelite convents were founded in these nations, and the image of Our Lady of Mount Carmel became a symbol of faith and protection. Festivals and processions in her honor became common, attracting crowds of faithful who sought her intercession. The devotion also spread to other parts of Europe, including Portugal, Germany, and Poland. With the arrival of European colonizers in the Americas, devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel was introduced to the New World. Carmelite missionaries established convents and churches dedicated to Our Lady of Mount Carmel in countries such as Mexico, Brazil, Peru, and Argentina. The image of Our Lady of Mount Carmel became an icon of faith and hope for new Christians, and her devotion remains strong today throughout Latin America. In Asia, devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel also spread, especially in the Philippines and India. Carmelite missionaries founded communities and promoted Marian devotion among local peoples. The image of Our Lady of Mount Carmel became a symbol of unity and faith amid cultural and religious diversity. Festivals and celebrations in her honor are held annually, attracting many devotees. Africa also witnessed the expansion of devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel, especially in countries with a significant presence of Carmelite missionaries. In places like Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa, Marian devotion grew, and the scapular became a symbol of protection and faith. The Carmelites continue to work in these regions, promoting devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel and inspiring new generations of faithful. The image of Our Lady of Mount Carmel has been a source of inspiration for artists throughout the centuries. Her depiction is common in paintings, sculptures, icons, and stained glass, reflecting her importance in sacred art and religious culture. These artworks not only decorate churches and chapels, but also inspire the devotion of the faithful and convey deep spiritual messages. In painting, Our Lady of Mount Carmel is frequently depicted holding the child Jesus and the scapular. These images emphasize her role as the Mother of God and protector of the faithful. Renowned artists, such as El Greco and Murillo, created masterpieces that capture the serenity and majesty of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Their paintings are venerated in museums and churches, where they continue to inspire the devotion and admiration of viewers. Sculpture also plays an important role in the representation of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Statues of her can be found in churches, shrines, and chapels around the world. These sculptures vary in style and size, from small images for personal use to large statues that adorn altars and squares. Many of these sculptures are venerated for their supposed miraculous properties, attracting pilgrims and devotees. Icons of Our Lady of Mount Carmel are particularly popular in the Eastern Orthodox tradition, though they are also appreciated by Catholics. These icons are created according to strict stylistic and theological standards, and are used as objects of devotion and meditation. The beauty and symbolism of the icons help the faithful deepen their spiritual connection with Our Lady of Mount Carmel and reflect on the mysteries of faith. The presence of Our Lady of Mount Carmel in popular culture is also significant. Her image appears on medals, scapulars, prayer cards, and other devotional items that the faithful use and share. These items are tangible symbols of faith and devotion to Mary, serving as constant reminders of her protection and intercession. Music also plays an important role, with hymns and songs dedicated to Our Lady of Mount Carmel sung in liturgical and devotional celebrations. Our Lady of Mount Carmel remains a central figure in art and religious culture, inspiring new artists and devotees in every generation. Her image, rich in symbolism and beauty, transcends borders and connects people from different cultures and traditions in a common devotion. Through art, her presence is felt and venerated, strengthening the faith and spirituality of the faithful. The Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel is celebrated annually on July 16th, being one of the most important feasts on the Carmelite liturgical calendar. This celebration is marked by a series of religious and cultural events that attract thousands of devotees around the world. Solemn masses, processions, novenas, and other religious activities are held in honor of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, reflecting the depth of Marian devotion. Solemn masses are the highlight of the celebrations of the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. In these liturgies, the faithful gather to honor Mary and renew their devotion. Churches are decorated with flowers and candles, creating an atmosphere of reverence and beauty. During the Mass, special hymns and prayers are sung, and the faithful participate in the Eucharist, reinforcing their faith and commitment to the teachings of Christ. Processions in honor of Our Lady of Mount Carmel are popular events that attract large crowds. During these processions, her image is carried through the streets, accompanied by faithful who pray and sing hymns. Processions are a public manifestation of faith and devotion, and many participants report feeling a deep spiritual connection during the event. Processions are also occasions to ask for the intercession of Our Lady for graces and blessings. Novenas and other devotional practices are common in the weeks leading up to the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. The faithful participate in novenas, praying daily for 9 consecutive days, asking for Mary's intercession. These novenas are occasions for reflection and spiritual renewal, allowing devotees to deepen their faith and relationship with Our Lady. In addition to novenas, many faithful also engage in fasting, prayer vigils, and other forms of penance. Cultural celebrations are also part of the festivities of the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. In many communities, fairs, dances, concerts, and other cultural activities are organized to celebrate the date. These events are opportunities for the community to gather, celebrate their faith, and share their devotion to the Virgin Mary. The combination of religious and cultural celebrations makes the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel a rich and meaningful event for the devotees. This day is a special occasion that reinforces Marian devotion and inspires the faithful to live a life of faith and service. The celebrations are a vibrant expression of love and gratitude to Our Lady and a reminder of her constant presence and intercession in the lives of the devotees. Through these celebrations, devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel continues to flourish and touch the hearts of millions of people around the world. The testimonies of faith and devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel are countless and varied, reflecting the deep spiritual connection that many faithful have with her. These personal stories of miracles, graces, and spiritual experiences are frequently shared in masses, prayer meetings, and religious publications, inspiring others to strengthen their faith and trust in Mary's intercession. One of the most common testimonies is protection in dangerous situations. Many people recount that, when facing accidents, severe illnesses, or other crises, they invoked Our Lady of Mount Carmel and were miraculously saved. These accounts include stories of survival in car accidents, unexpected recoveries from illnesses, and protection during natural disasters. The faithful believe that the intercession of the Holy Mother of God was crucial for their salvation. Another common type of testimony involves miraculous healings. Many people suffering from chronic or incurable diseases claim to have been healed after praying to Our Lady of Mount Carmel or wearing the scapular. These testimonies are often accompanied by medical reports that confirm the inexplicable recovery. The miraculous healings are seen as a powerful demonstration of Our Lady's love and compassion. Profound spiritual experiences are also a recurring theme in the testimonies of the devotees. Many people report feeling a comforting and peaceful presence of Our Lady during moments of prayer or meditation. These spiritual experiences often bring comfort, hope, and a renewed sense of faith. The devotees describe these moments as transformative encounters that strengthen their commitment to the Christian life. Stories of conversions are another important aspect of the testimonies of faith. Many people who were distant from the faith or living lives of sin recount having found a new spiritual direction through devotion to Our Lady. Mary's intercession is frequently cited as the catalyst for these conversions, helping people find peace, purpose, and a renewed connection with God. These testimonies are a vital part of the devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel, reinforcing the faith of the faithful and inspiring new generations to seek her intercession. Through these personal stories of miracles and graces, the loving and protective presence of the Virgin Mary is felt and celebrated. These accounts serve as a powerful reminder of the impact of faith and devotion in people's lives and of Mary's constant intercession on behalf of her children. Our Lady of Mount Carmel has played a central role in the lives and spirituality of many Carmelite saints. These saints, throughout the centuries, dedicated their lives to the service of God and devotion to Mary, leaving legacies of holiness and inspiration that continue to influence the faithful today. Among the most well-known Carmelite saints are Saint Teresa of Avila, Saint John of the Cross, and Saint Teresa of the Child Jesus. Saint Teresa of Avila, one of the great mystics and reformers of the Carmelite order, had a deep devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel. In her writings, she frequently mentioned Mary's comforting presence in her life. Saint Teresa saw Our Lady of Mount Carmel as a spiritual guide and a source of inspiration in her reforms and efforts to renew the Carmelite order. Her devotion to Mary helped her face challenges and persevere in her mission. Saint John of the Cross, another great Carmelite mystic, also nurtured a deep devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel. He saw Mary as a model of purity and humility, and his spirituality was deeply rooted in Marian devotion. Saint John of the Cross taught that the intercession of Our Lady of Mount Carmel was essential for the spiritual life, helping the faithful achieve a closer union with God. His writings and poems reflect the influence of Marian devotion in his mystical journey. Saint Therese of the Child Jesus, one of the most popular saints in the Catholic Church, was also a fervent devotee of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. From childhood, Therese wore the scapular and prayed to Mary, seeking her intercession and protection. In her little way of spiritual childhood, she emphasized the importance of trusting in Our Lady's intercession and following her example of humility and love. Devotion to Our Lady was a constant in her spiritual life, inspiring many to follow her example. In addition to these saints, many other Carmelites, known and unknown, lived their lives in deep devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Their stories and testimonies continue to inspire the faithful to seek a deeper relationship with Mary and to trust in her intercession. Carmelite spirituality, with its strong emphasis on Marian devotion, continues to be a source of strength and inspiration for many. The role of the Virgin Mary in the lives of Carmelite saints is a powerful testimony to her intercession and constant presence. Through these saints, the faithful are reminded of the importance of Mary in their spiritual journey and are encouraged to follow her example of faith, humility, and love. Devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel thus continues to flourish and touch lives around the world. The message of Our Lady of Mount Carmel for the faithful is one of hope, protection, and commitment to a life of faith and devotion. Since the giving of the scapular to Saint Simon Stock, Mary's promise to protect those who wear the scapular and live in accordance with the teachings of Christ has been a central point of Carmelite devotion. This message resonates deeply with the faithful, offering them a source of comfort and spiritual security. The main promise associated with the scapular is eternal salvation for those who wear it with faith and devotion. Our Lady of Mount Carmel assured Saint Simon Stock that those who die wearing the scapular will not suffer eternal fire. This promise has been interpreted by theologians as an invitation to a life of grace, encouraging the faithful to remain firm in the faith, to frequent the sacraments, and to live according to God's commandments. In addition to the promise of salvation, the message of Our Lady includes a call to prayer and meditation. Mary, as the Mother of God, is a model of contemplative life and constant prayer. The devotees are encouraged to follow her example, dedicating daily time to prayer, meditation, and reading the scriptures. Through prayer, the faithful can strengthen their relationship with God and find peace and direction in their lives. Our Lady of Mount Carmel also conveys a message of love and charity. Mary is seen as the perfect example of maternal love and service to others. The devotees are encouraged to imitate her virtues of compassion, humility, and generosity, serving those in need and living a life of Christian charity. This call to action is an important part of Mary's message, reminding the faithful that true devotion must be manifested in concrete acts of love for others. The message of Our Lady of Mount Carmel is also one of perseverance and faith. Amid the difficulties and challenges of life, Mary is a beacon of hope and a constant support. The devotees are encouraged to trust in the intercession of the Virgin Mary and to seek her help in times of need. Through their devotion to Mary, the faithful can find the strength and courage to face adversities and remain firm in the faith. The message of Our Lady is, therefore, one of love, hope, and spiritual commitment. She invites the faithful to deepen their devotion, to live in accordance with the teachings of Christ, and to trust in the constant protection and intercession of Mary. This message continues to inspire and guide millions of people around the world, strengthening their faith and their relationship with God. The legacy of Our Lady of Mount Carmel is profound and enduring, touching the lives of millions of faithful around the world. Her devotion transcends cultural and geographical boundaries, uniting people from diverse backgrounds in a common faith. Through her intercession, protection, and message of hope, Our Lady continues to inspire and strengthen the faith of the devotees, guiding them on their spiritual journey. Devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel is marked by a rich tradition of miracles and graces. Accounts of protection in times of danger, miraculous healings, and spiritual conversions are powerful testimonies of Mary's intercession. These miracles not only reinforce the faith of the devotees but also serve as an inspiration for new generations of faithful, showing the profound and transformative impact of devotion to the Virgin Mother of God. Mary's presence in art and religious culture is another significant aspect of her legacy. Paintings, sculptures, icons, and music dedicated to her capture her beauty and majesty, inspiring devotion and admiration. These artistic expressions are tangible testimonies of the deep reverence that the faithful have for Our Lady and help to keep the Marian tradition alive in communities around the world. The scapular of Our Lady of Mount Carmel is a central symbol of her devotion, representing the promise of protection and eternal salvation. Millions of faithful wear the scapular as a visible sign of their faith and devotion, committing to live in accordance with the teachings of Christ. The scapular is a constant reminder of Our Lady's presence in their lives, strengthening their trust in Mary's intercession. In conclusion, the legacy of Our Lady of Mount Carmel is a powerful testimony to the impact of Marian devotion in the lives of the faithful. Her intercession, protection, and message of hope continue to inspire and guide millions of people around the world. Through their devotion, the faithful find comfort, strength, and a deep spiritual connection with Mary, Mother of God. The Virgin Mary remains a constant source of inspiration and faith, touching and transforming lives in every generation. Inspired by the miracles and by Mary's message of love and perseverance, we are invited to renew our faith and devotion, trusting in her constant and maternal presence in our lives. May Our Lady continue to guide and protect us, now and always. Our Lady of Mount Carmel, pray for us.